As a collector, you might collect anything and the between earth and soul. The one thing what I came after was OTO, the Chris National phone card. There's all kind of the plastic card, and some have a lot less and some have a lot more. When it came to the phone card collection, you might be asking yourself, what is the most interesting to the choice you collect? And the German screens card, the telephone cards, was there. A telephone or a yellow card, the telephone card TM. That was something the Germans, and they came up with their very best, the telephone card. And the Greece people was just making telephone cards anytime that they ever found out. Collection of the some picture of the success in the Olympic Games was very interesting to themselves as brought to also other countries. As for there is some phone and some system which have something. So the Greece after all have 1,000 different systems which they might have a telephone card. Mobile telephone has a very much a tradition of Wales telephone card application. It has not only make it old age, but also has to make sure that there is not much intricate. So you may say you have 1,000 cards collection. What you gonna do with them? You sell them. So who's gonna kind of patent them? If you don't need anything, there is some huge collection of the photos and the places different inside of the earth. Some are the more interesting, some are the less interesting. And through the history there has been created bridges, sailplanes, forage houses, strongholds, and all these have ended up by these persons later or sooner to the telephone cards. And telephone cards are everywhere now, the modern time. One of the today's telephone card places which called was actually the sewing. As scorpions, a crease, persons, people, what will be do with telephone cards? When you sell telephone cards in the internet, you might be asking yourself, is there some interest in them? Having thousands telephone cards. Cell phone card will be different thing. Cell phone card, you have it a card, and then you just use it your ways, and just use, and that is the parade where you gonna take a price. So the churches and the white, all the history places was showed in the telephone card. In 2004 Olympic Games in 18 was one of the things what really was interesting. But also advertising industry has very much taken this to specialities. So when the television comes to the television industry, you will be told the Greek history was very interesting. And that's why you have a collect where there is much use in terms of different varieties. To having the same telephone card times again won't be really that good, but having a lot of different telephone cards actually to make a difference. And here are telephone cards having example of some cave of the same plastic age. And you know that this is going to drop down from the stage. Very good and very bad until actually depending on what you're doing here. And then the life of this person was very full. When it's more time to people's lives, they're very disciplined. Actually, they're very much looking for everything new and just changing for the way how they are living after their lives and going for the straightforward to the most impressive things they are ever had in your life. But you are to following of some things which you are very much important to yourself. Here is the background, the photos. Photos of the archipelago of the Greece. Archipelago which has a current sheet not only historical importance as the Soviet, but also thousands of villages, towns and small and city acropolises in South Greece. And this was very much showing the Greece history, what for the Greece persons and population to really very when the layers have a plan to come up to themselves the way they did. And to the showing of the feature of the creek, to Bethany Hill. What we have there is a car, and they know close to this. There is electrical devices. How we can hack this is good question. To systematically you will open it to try with some systematically and then you can use it. There is a valve electrical, and you can just transmit cellular valuator. It's electrical data there, very small, and the flash. It will be consist some couple tens of kilobytes of the information. This information will be the question. Everything there is there's always a countermeasure, and question is who are the people who is doing countermeasure and do you enter with your system. And here is some other telephone cards, different countries in the world, but example this is the European, how they have it in. And what happened to still these cards? Telephone cards, actually there's very much what any cards are, Terry. They always follow a transmit themselves. When you use money, you just wanna get the easier, cheapest production value of the same. Here is a very model, or actually say classical, or the typical of the sewing. So the persons, the people, so whatever to do. Here is a public institution, schools, and some military the places where the people get learning, and everything they want to be making sure that the people can learn a lot. They didn't all want to teach it in the telephone cards and other systems, but they were also showing everything the culture was heritage. It always